Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and in this video we are going to break down the REV'IT Sand 4 H2O jacket and pants available at RevZilla.com. If you've been following REV'IT for the past few years, you know that the sand jacket is a perennial favorite year over year for that mid-level ADV rider. There's a lot of functionality built in here, and really what we're seeing with the Sand 4 are some small but really functional key upgrades over the Sand 3, and the price isn't changing. So the too long didn't read of this is that REV'IT gives you more for exactly the same price. Now the pants, they are going to bump up $10 in price, but again, very minimal considering some of the key upgrades that we are going to see with this new setup. So first of all, with sizing, Mr. McHugh on my left-hand side, he stands at 6 foot, weighs in at 220 pounds, and has a 44-inch chest. Using REV'IT's size chart, he is in a large for the jacket. It fits him spot on. Now for the pants, Pat typically wears his jeans in a size 34. He is wearing the pants in a large. The one thing to note here, when I'm wearing this outfit, Pat and I are both a large in this. I have a 44-inch chest, he does as well. We both fit perfectly in the large for the jacket. I wear my jeans in a size 36. I do have to bump up for the extra large for the pants. So just keep that in mind. As long as you're using REV'IT's size chart, you shouldn't have any surprises. Sizes will range from extra small up to 4XL for both the jacket and the pants, so a nice wide range of sizes. And for colors, you're gonna have 5 different colors available in the jacket, and then 3 different colors are available in the pants. The one thing to note here is as we get to the inside of this jacket, you will notice that the waterproof liner for this specific colorway, the black, the blue, the red, the white, is going to have a blue waterproof liner. All of the other jacket colors will have a black waterproof liner. So just keep that in mind as you get a glimpse of the inside blue of the waterproof liner in just a moment. Taking a look at this within REV'IT's line, you're looking at around $500 for the jacket, around $370 for the pants. And again, keep in mind that pant is a $10 premium, but the jacket stays the same. So if you wanted to bump up to something higher than this from REV'IT's line, you'd be looking at the Defender Pro Gtx. That's going to come in around $900, and the real upgrade that you're going to see there is that you are getting that removable Gore-Tex liner. All the waterproofing that you're going to see within the Sand 4 is going to be proprietary. Now, keep in mind, from a seasonality standpoint, you know, we said earlier how this is that perennial favorite for adventure riders. You know, it's that perfect mid-level outfit. But really what you're going to see here is that it's also a great 4-season option because you have a removable thermal and a removable waterproof liner, and they're independent of one another. If you're looking at something like the Tornado jacket in REV'IT's line, the waterproof liner in that is also the thermal liner, which makes it a little bit hot to use waterproofing in the summer months. So really what I like about the Sand 4 is that you can pick and choose. Do you want the thermal liner? Do you want the waterproof liner? Do you want them both? And then you can configure that inside, or maybe you take them both out in the summer months and you get a maximum amount of airflow. So speaking of maximum amount of airflow, the biggest upgrade that I've seen with the Sand 4 is going to be to the venting. Now, a lot of the vents on this will look similar. They're going to look the same. But one of the key upgrades that you're going to see here is you now have these snapbacks. So what this does over the previous version is it really holds the vents open. The other thing you're going to do if you want more venting than this, and you can see even with the vent open, you now have this popper reflective at the top. So if you want more vent than that, or more airflow coming through from the front, Pat, go ahead and open your zipper for me. The cool thing about this is that you can open the mid zip, and you have this panel right here that now acts as a third vent down the entire front of the jacket. If you want to open the jacket, you can then open the secondary zipper on the inside, and if you don't want to use this, you don't have to use that zipper, you can just use the main red zipper, but this is a really awesome function for a maximum amount of venting coming through from the front. Now, the other change you're going to see here is with the whole construction on the jacket. The main construction on this is going to be full polyester ripstop. Before this, there was a combination of polyester ripstop, 500D. You're now getting full poly ripstop throughout the entire jacket, and keep in mind, the beauty of ripstop, and you can see it if you zoom in, you have all these little squares work throughout the polyester. If there does become a snag or a tear, especially for those of you using this gear off-road, it doesn't continue to tear or rip. That's the beauty there, is that it helps to preserve the integrity of the jacket. Even if you do get a small snag or small tear, you can continue to use it. And in the event of a crash on the street, it just helps to hold the jacket together and maintain its integrity even in a slide. So starting with the collar and working our way through, The main thing you'll notice here is that you now have this snapback. If you're anything like myself, I don't like having the collar buttoned on any of my jackets. I find it uncomfortable, it cuts into my throat. So I am someone that's constantly leaving my jacket collar open. Before, the Sand 3 had a hook back with a little elasticated tag on the end of it. It was really hard to snag. It was kind of a pain in the ass. So I like the fact that they went to this snapback design, and it just, for those of you that are like myself that want to keep your collar open, really does a great job of keeping that collar back so it's not flapping around and hitting you in the neck. As you work your way down, you are going to have some MOLLE webbing at the top of this. You're going to have some MOLLE webbing down throughout the body. This is just for additional tie-down points. If there's anything you want to latch onto there, like maybe a pair of keys or, I know for myself, I use a spot tracking device, something you can kind of hook from this. Around the top of the shoulders on this, one of the things that I think you could use this for is if you wanted a place to run your hydration tube, if you're wearing a hydration pack. But again, just some extra little attachment points here. That has not changed. That's the same as what we saw in the Sand 3. As we work our way down on the arm, you're going to see, Pat, actually just go like this for me. We'll see this a little bit better in the riding position mode, but you're going to see that ripstop now is all the way down throughout. You have two zippers. You have a main zip up at the top, and this is going to work for your bicep, pushing airflow up your arm. And then you are going to have a zip down at the cuff on this. Now this hasn't changed. This is exactly the same as what we saw on the Sand 3. What is different is that, at least on this version anyway, it is color coded. So you can see that there are two distinct different zippers as you work down throughout. Extra adjustment of Velcro at the bottom of this, and then you are going to have a strap adjuster at your forearm. So nice little tweaks to this. One of the things to note with the armor on this, it is SeeSoft CE Level 2 armor at the elbows and the shoulders. So you're getting that really comfortable armor that is going to be CE Level 2. So taking a look down the front, the other main change you're going to notice is that the pockets have changed. You now have a zip open entry and a fold down to this. Now, the pockets are bagged, but this is going to be at the best a water-resistant pocket. If you want, full guaranteed 100% waterproof for your phone or an electronic device, make sure you're sticking that behind the waterproof liner. Just keep that in mind. Even though this looks like, hey, it's a fold down, this is probably going to be waterproof, I would say it's going to be water-resistant at best, and that's not where I would put my valuable electronics. Only other thing you'll notice here is this is a carryover that REV'IT does on all of their jackets. This is the attachment points if you want to add their high-vis vest. But like I said, you can see the pops are reflective here, whether you have the vents open or closed. I think it's nice that they did that. Pat, go ahead and give me your forearm over here. The only other thing you notice, and I love asymmetry, so this is something that I caught right away. You now have this full REV'IT logo going down the left forearm, but not the right forearm. I think it's just a cool styling exercise. It's something that got me. Go ahead and strike the riding pose for me, sir. So this hasn't changed. You still have your little adjuster strap down on the side of the body. The one thing that I would have loved to have seen them add, if you're an adventure rider and you're out there, especially in off-road, you know that you're moving around a lot on the bike, and a lot of times jackets can sometimes feel like they're constricting you. I would have loved to have seen REV'IT just add a bit of stretch at the back of the arm for this particular jacket. It's something that we've seen some other manufacturers do, and it does help with mobility. So that is one of my main nitpicks, is I was really hoping to see that add of stretch material to gain flexibility and motion, range of motion when you're on the bike. McHugh, face backwards for me. They did add a hang tag at the back of the jacket, so if you want to hang this up in your garage, or your closet and you don't want to put it on a hanger, you can just go ahead and throw that on a hang tag. You're going to see that ripstop continue throughout the back, pops reflectivity at the top. The main MOLLE webbing strip down the back has not changed over the Sand 3. One of the things that I was really disappointed to see here as well is that what I really liked about the front on this was that snapback design to the ventilation. I really was hoping they were going to do that with the back as well. They did not. So, you could open the back vents up, but it still isn't necessarily wide open. So I would have loved to have seen them have that same snap open design to hold those vents open there at the back. Now with the REV'IT pouch, this is where you can store your liners. So if you're riding along and it's raining and all of a sudden it stops raining and it starts to warm up, you can pull that waterproof liner out or that thermal liner out, and you do have a place to store it at the back. Now the one thing to note here, same as the Sand 3, no back protector is included. Would definitely recommend adding the REV'IT CE Level 2 back protector to this particular outfit before you go out and start to ride. McHugh, go ahead and face forward for me. Unzip the jacket as we take a look at the inside. So the first liner you're going to come to is the waterproof liner. Now the one thing you'll note here, this is a destination liner. Now REV'IT did not finish it up the way you see some destination liners finish it up because they wanted to show all of those extra seams there, but this is something that you can wear when you're walking around the campfire at night, and it will help to keep you dry. Now, the other thing to note here too is they made the liner more flexible, and it's definitely more comfortable to wear. So if you are familiar with the old REV'IT liner, it definitely felt more constricting. This definitely gives you a better range of motion. And the one thing to note here is, again, this is the colorway. Sorry, I was just trying to pull in your throat there, my friend. This is the color, the blue one is definitely color specific to this particular jacket. Now, when you get to the thermal liner is going to be a snap out design. And then if you don't want to use the waterproof liner, you would just go ahead and snap that into the jacket itself. So you can see that each of these liners can be used independently of one another. I'll snap that back together for you, Pat, to make it easier when I ask you to zip up this jacket. But I'm not going to have you zip it up just yet. The one thing to note here is you are getting a full 270 connection zipper, so you can match it with the pants. So if you do go sliding down the highway, you don't have to worry about your britches falling off and then you get some road rash on your hiney. The other note is that all the changes that we talked about with the jacket are carried over to the pants as well. Full ripstop design throughout. Same little compliment here is that they do have the snap design in the pants. So this is the same thing that we saw with the chest. I like this snap design. It holds the vents open and it really helps to promote airflow. Other than that, you're going to have CE Level 2 C-Soft armor at the knee, and then the hip is going to be REV'IT's SeeSmart armor. This is CE Level 1 protection, but it's that really thin armor that REV'IT uses in some of their more stylized pieces, and it doesn't give you any bulk around the hips, making the pants uncomfortable. The liner system is going to be the same as the jacket, so you are getting independent thermal and independent waterproof, and there is a zip in, zip out at the top, as well as the cuffs. So I like that, and the fact that if you've ever put pants on or tried to take pants off, especially with a waterproof liner that doesn't completely zip in down at the bottom, is that you do have a lot of times where you go to put them on or take them off and it rips the liner out, and then all of a sudden you're bunched up and you're laying around the ground like a turtle on its back trying to get your pants off or your pants back on. So I like the design for this, and again, really for the changes you're seeing here, that $10 upgrade for the pants doesn't bother me at all, and the fact that the jacket stayed exactly the same price, you're getting a lot of great upgrades without an increase in price. Sir, you can go ahead and zip up for me. This is something that has been a favorite in REV'IT's line for quite a long time. It's something that I honestly gravitate towards as a recommendation for a lot of people that are looking for a great mid-level jacket, because there is so much functionality built into this. You do get true 4-season. It is an awesome jacket within REV'IT's line, and there's plenty of folks out there that are using it. If you have more questions or you want to hear what other riders have to say, you can click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there putting this jacket through its paces. Or if you're not sure exactly what jacket is right for you or your riding style, you can always reach out to one of our gear geeks at 877-792-9455 or shoot an email over to cs@RevZilla.com. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the REV'IT Sand 4 jacket. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.